I don't think people understand how to read a textbook efficiently. Ever stared at a thick textbook wondering how you'll finish it all before the exam? Stressing out about the sheer volume of information we need to absorb? But what if I told you it's not about reading every single word? It's about understanding the key concepts and how they all fit together. In this video, I'm going to share my personal system for conquering even the most daunting textbook chapters in just 1 hour. We'll break it down into 3 powerful techniques: skimming, scanning, and active reading that will help you save time and, more importantly, remember what you've learned. Stick around, because this is going to transform the way you approach studying. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing content. Stop doing X, do Y instead. Alright, before we even crack open that textbook, let's make sure we're set up for success. First things first, find yourself a nice quiet spot where you can focus. Turn off your phone notifications and tell your family or housemates that you're entering the study zone. Next, grab your tools, a highlighter, a pen, some sticky notes, whatever helps you stay organized and engaged. Take 5 minutes to quickly scan the chapter layout. What are the main headings? Are there any subheadings, diagrams, or summaries? Think of this as getting a bird's eye view of the terrain. It'll give you a roadmap for where you're headed, making the whole reading process much smoother. Set a clear goal for your reading session. What exactly do you need to get out of this chapter? Having a specific objective will keep you focused. Are you afraid to spend hours reading a textbook with little retention? Okay, now it's time to actually start reading. Or should I say skimming? This first pass is all about getting the gist of the chapter, the big picture. Focus on the bolded words, the headings, the subheadings. Pay close attention to any summaries or bullet points. They're often gold mines of condensed information. For each paragraph, just read the first and last sentences. Think of it like watching a movie trailer. You're getting a quick preview to pique your interest and understand the overall story. Now that you've got the lay of the land, it's time to get a bit more specific. This is where scanning comes in. Imagine you're a detective searching for clues. You're not rereading the entire book. You're looking for specific details. This could be anything: definitions, dates, formulas, names, you name it. Use your finger or a pen to guide your eyes across the page and actively search for those keywords or phrases that stand out. Don't be afraid to skip over entire paragraphs or even pages if they're not relevant to your current search. If you come across any unfamiliar terms or concepts, jot them down quickly on a sticky note or in your notebook. Alright, we've skimmed, we've scanned. Now it's time for the main event: active reading. This is where we really dive deep and make sure the information sticks. It's about engaging your brain, asking questions, and making connections. As you read each section, pause periodically to summarize what you've just learned in your own words. You can do this mentally, or jot down some key takeaways in your notebook. Write questions in the margins or on sticky notes. This forces you to think critically about the material and test your understanding. And don't forget about visual aids. Diagrams, charts, and illustrations can often explain complex concepts in a way that's easier to grasp than text alone. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips and tricks. Okay, so we've covered the 3 key techniques: skimming, scanning, and active reading. Now let's bring it all together into a cohesive 1-hour plan. First, dedicate the first 5 minutes to skimming the entire chapter. Get that broad overview, identify the main headings and subheadings, and familiarize yourself with the overall structure. Next, spend about 10 minutes scanning for specific information. Now, with a solid understanding of the chapter's layout and key information, it's time for 40 minutes of focused active reading. Finally, reserve the last 5 minutes for a quick review. Go back over your notes, reread any sections that seemed particularly important, and make sure you've grasped the key takeaways. I bet you didn't know these bonus tips for maximum retention. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Ali, this is all well and good, but I need some extra help remembering all this information. And trust me, I get it. That's why I've got a few bonus tips for you. First up, try using flashcards. Write down key concepts or questions on one side and the answers on the other. Another thing you can do is teach the material to someone else. Even if it's just your pet or a rubber duck, explaining the concepts out loud will solidify your understanding and help you identify any gaps in your knowledge. And finally, don't underestimate the power of spaced repetition. Instead of cramming everything in one go, review the material at increasing intervals. This could be a quick skim the next day, a more thorough review after a week, and then again a month later. Trust me, your brain will thank you for it. So there you have it, my friends. You've now got the tools and techniques to conquer any textbook chapter in just 1 hour. Remember, it's not about brute force memorization, but about working smarter, not harder. By combining the power of skimming, scanning, and active reading, you can unlock a whole new level of study efficiency. And remember those bonus tips, flashcards, teaching the material, and spaced repetition. They're like adding rocket fuel to your study sessions. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these techniques before? What are your go-to strategies for tackling those massive textbooks? Let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful and subscribe for more productivity and study tips. I don't think people understand how powerful these techniques can be, and that wraps up our deep dive into conquering textbooks. Remember, it's not about spending hours upon hours with your face buried in a book. It's about strategic, focused effort. By implementing these techniques, you're not just reading, you're actively engaging with the material and making it stick. Pick up your next textbook chapter and give this method a go. You might be surprised at how much more you retain and how much time you save. So go out there, crush those study sessions, and remember, you've got this. Subscribe now and stay tuned for our next video.